Hello, it's good to be in Kurdistan 24. Poland accepts immigrants, but accepts them when they come legally to our country. There is a lot of possibilities to come to Poland, and we've got a very big Kurdish society, especially in the city of Krakow. And this Kurdish society is a very important part of our culture. But when someone is coming to your country illegally, when someone tries to cross your border, and when the neighboring country use poor people who came all the way from, among them Kurdistan, as an instrument of their aggressive hybrid war, we cannot enter anyone. A border could be crossed in the legal places like border crossing and could be crossed legally. We invite everyone legally, but to the people who wants to break our law, we have one message: come back to your country. There was no struggle between European Union and Belarus. There is aggression of the dictator Lukashenko, who is not recognized by European Union because he falsified election, put a lot of his society into prison, and we don't recognize him as a president. And he wants to get our recognition by using those people as a tool. He cheated them. He chartered the planes for them. He organized the flight. He took them to Minsk and later sent them illegally to the border, telling them that this border will be open and they will be entered into the European Union. Problem is not any struggle between European Union and not those people who are the victims of Lukashenko, but Lukashenko hybrid war. When they will come to Poland legally, they will fly by plane to our airports. They will try to cross the border legally on the border crossing. We will enter them, of course, if they will have a legal visa. You can apply for legal Polish visa in many countries, for example, in Erbil or in Baghdad or in Istanbul. We've got consulates, we've got embassies, and we are always open to invite people who want job, who wants to change their life to our country. But they have to do this legally, not try to cross illegally our border thanks to the dictator who is our neighbor. That's an aggression, because that's a kind of the hybrid war. Someone wants to cross your border, someone attacks it, someone uses a tool given by a dictator. That's an aggression. Every country in the world would behave like that when someone would try to cross our border. When one day Kurdistan will have its border, probably will behave exactly the same when someone would try to aggress your country. Because they don't try to come to European Union legally, I said another time. To European Union, you come legally. When you are on the territory of Belarus, the person right to decide is a Mr. Lukashenko. If you want to dialogue with someone about the fate of those people, you have to talk with Belarus when they are. It's not a truth. European Union supports us. European Union supports our defense of the border, and European Union supports only a legal entrance to the every country of the European Union. There are a few solutions. Firstly, we can help them, send humanitarian aid to the Belarus, to the places where they are. We asked Belarus for that many times in the last 3 months. They always refused. But we're still ready to send to those people money, to send food, to send something warm. But for the rest, the solution is to liquidate aggressive policy of Belarus and using those people as an instrument. Belarus should decide, send them back home or not, or send them somewhere else, of course. Belarus requests nothing from us. They've got unrecognized president who wants Europe to recognize him, and he used every instrument to do this. He thinks that this aggression, where he used that people, will blackmail European Union to give him money and recognize him. That's why he used those people as a tool, and that's the only reason why this situation happened. Exactly what did you say? That's what Belarus wants, but European Union decided 2 days ago that there will be no removing of any sanctions. There will be more sanctions to Belarus. For example, the flights and the airlines who are used by Lukashenko will be sanctioned. the businesses and the hotels who were used by Lukashenko will be sanctions, and all the people involved in these procedures of cheating immigrants will be sanctions by the European Union. When anybody who will come with a legal Polish visa from one of the consulates in your country, and he will buy a ticket from one of your airports to Warsaw, will be entered and will be very welcomed in our country. But not when someone is coming illegally with help of the dictator and he wants to destroy our border and the peaceful life of our citizens. That's the truth. We are one of the European countries with the longest history of living Muslims and Christians together. Next few kilometers from the places where there is a Belarusian border are the oldest mosques in Europe, in Bohomiki and Kruszyniany. Every Muslim is welcomed in Poland, but as I said before, he needs to come legally and treat Poland seriously, not like people who believed Belarusian dictator. Our government and our diplomats in Iraq are, especially in Baghdad and Erbil, are in permanent contact with the Iraqi government. We are also in contact with Iranians, with Turks, with Jordanians, with Lebanese and Egyptians. And we are working on the stopping of these procedures and especially of stopping the flights to Minsk and Belarus. Those flights were mostly stopped in Turkey, were mostly stopped in Iraq. We are very happy that we have support from the authorities in the countries of the region in this. If someone is on the Polish side of the border, of course, he's helped by the Polish government and non-governmental organization. But when someone is on the Belarusian side in the border, because the border is not an area, it's a line. When someone is on the Belarusian side of the border, we are not able to provide any help. But as I said a few minutes ago, we are always ready to help. But we need a confirmation of the Belarusian authorities to do that. We asked them many times, they still refuse. Yes, many times. First time at the beginning of September, few times in September, in October, and also a few days ago in November. There are humanitarian convoys, doctors, food. We can send it very, very quick to Belarus, but they refuse us to do this. Maybe somewhere else in Europe, but in Poland, you need to have very hard work, like everywhere else, like in Iraq, like in Kurdistan. There is always a place for immigrants. There are jobs. Everybody who wants to live with us is welcomed. And we can say welcome to everybody who wants to come to Poland, but please come to us legal way, through legal paths, not through Belarusian forests.